Hey, Danny, when it comes to cosplay and life, what are your goals right now?
That's a good question, Jeremy. I don't know, but I do know, but I kind of don't know. It's really confusing.
I think I'm the same, honestly. When it comes to knowing what we want or how we're going to get there or what we're even doing with ourselves, especially when it comes to our goals in cosplay or even in life, it can be a bit confusing. So that's what we're going to talk about in this episode.
Welcome back to the JustBeCos podcast, where we talk about cosplay, life, and awesome stuff in general. I'm Daniela, and we have...
Jeremy. I'm back, Danny. We're back. Oh, dear. Look, guys, just first things first, let's get it out of the way. If you like our vibe, jump on our Patreon. The cost for coffee, you can support us. Link in the bio. That's all I'm saying about it. Because, Danny...
Yep.
We're here to talk today about our struggles. I can't believe we're just laughing at this because, fuck, we were, So, the whole premise is you might notice some weeks we're here, some weeks we're not here, some weeks we're posting. It's like, guys, you can't get enough of our content. The reels, stories.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's just radio silence for like a month. So...
Yeah, we just leave.
We just leave, and then sometimes we're just back, and we don't really give an explanation for things. We just kind of pop up. So we kind of just wanted to have a bit of a chat about what I don't know, just the regular struggles that regular people go through, especially as a cosplayer. And I don't think anyone's really immune to it. Because I know Danny, right after Smash in particular, or was it beforehand that you kind of took a social media break, right?
It was right after Geek Markets. Yeah, right after Geek Markets, yeah. Because I posted for all the other cons and Geek Markets, like I posted content for all of them.
Right.
And then I just disappeared.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with disappearing, right? But
I was just like, peace.
You just peace out, and one day you're not here, and then you're like, where did she go? It's like, hey guys, I'm back, and that was a couple of weeks later. But I don't know. I think it's... We can talk about burnout. We can talk about struggling. We can talk about, we talked last time about wanting to, in the content creation world, having to post consecutively to keep up with things. But it's tough, right? Because I think as much as any of us who appear online, any of us who want to pursue something, either as a career or just want to grow a brand, I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. I think... the social media might put a lot of pressure on us too to just kind of be there, be active. Oh, please don't forget about me algorithm kind of thing. And it can just get to you. Yeah,
it does.
So,
no one wants to be forgotten. And I mean, we're all online because aside from meeting people and making friends, we also want to be recognized for our work.
For sure.
So if you're not getting that recognition you expect, you get down about it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I always am trying, it's always important to not have your expectations high or even have this sense of, I deserve to go viral because I put hours of work into this. Because it's just not how it works. Yeah.
That's
it's rough.
It's rough. Because, God, I don't even know where to start with this because on a personal level, Danny, it's been tough for me in the last few weeks, as you know, because we've kind of had big talks about it. And, even my whole brain's been like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with cosplay? What am I doing with this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I think at the end of the day, it really comes back to your reason for wanting to do something in the first place, right?
Yeah.
And it's something I've had to remind myself of, and something I'm hoping you guys listening in can kind of find reason in as well, because... And, Danny, I'm sure you've done the same thing when it comes to, being burnt out and with doing social media. And you kind of always come back to, why am I doing this in the first place? Why do I want to do this in the first place? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess with cosplay in general, at this point in time, it's a social thing for me. I don't focus too much on, crafting or competition or making stuff or competing. Is that similar for you, or what keeps your skin in the game for cosplay? I'm actually curious. I don't think I've ever asked you that for a while.
Well, for me, it's I love crafting, and I love the idea of, what am I going to make next? And what am I going to showcase at the next thing? And I also get really excited to see my friends and to just be silly with them and catch up and yap. And it's hard because it's obviously you think, oh, can you just keep creating new stuff, or do you need something more after that?
Yeah.
There's so much I still haven't done, and so much I haven't crafted before, and there's so many skills I have yet to discover and learn that I don't feel like I'm going to get bored of it
anytime soon. Anyway,
but I am, because this is my career, I am taking it more seriously in regards to like reaching out to brands and getting myself out there and trying to make a living off it.
Yeah.
So oh my God, I'm so sorry for the motorbike.
Don't worry, it's part of life. It's part of the struggle.
It's part of the law. Yeah, so I've been getting pretty good opportunities lately, some paid, some not paid, and that's been really good. But it's very easy to forget when you don't feel like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's so easy to just downplay your work and be like, it's not good enough. No.
I mean, that's the imposter syndrome coming through all the time, right? It's like, oh, I'm doing well here. Someone says, well, you're good enough for this, or you want to do this kind of thing for me. Like, I don't think I'm good enough, but...
Yeah, and the motivation is hard too.
It is.
I'm still trying to get the hang of being consistent and posting and making sure I'm posting stuff I want to post. I've actually shifted my focus lately from Instagram to YouTube, because I really want to actually, I remember I made a video on Instagram saying, oh, I've kind of lost what I was meant to be doing and what I wanted to do, which was, helping people, especially through YouTube tutorials and videos and informative things, educational stuff. So I've been working on a video at the moment, which is kind of like basics for armor making, because so many people ask me about it and they're like, how did you do this? I'm like, I don't even know how I did it, man. I prayed.
But let me show you.
Cried.
Let me show you the process of me praying and crying in a video, and then maybe you can learn something from it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to shift my focus there.
I think it's really good that you kind of ask yourself that too, because you say, I'm getting lost in Instagram, just, posting and hoping something goes well, or hoping something goes viral, and, that'll open up opportunities to do X, Y, Z. But, I think it can be very disheartening when we do something and we have it's a goal. Maybe it's a clear goal, maybe it's not, but we don't get those results. And I know for myself for many years, entering competitions, you don't win. It's like, man, I just spent, X months making this costume and I didn't win anything, and now and that's it. Like, it's over and I got nothing from it. Same thing for a friend of mine who's unfortunately exited the cosplay scene, but, he was making props as his business for a while for cosplay.
That's cool, yeah.
And then over time, it's, 3D printing comes in, and people can kind of just do it themselves a lot quicker and cheaper kind of thing, and he's just kind of... and it's one of those things where I go to a con, let's advertise this stuff, and he didn't see a return in it. It does, and again, it doesn't have to be a business thing, but you could... I went to have a chat with a friend yesterday. He said, I don't really know how I feel about being cosplay. And I said, why not? He said, well, I go to these cons, and the last one I went to, which was Smash, he felt really isolated. Felt really like, no one really wanted to talk, because he went through a breakup.
Aww.
And, that separation kind of meant, well, those friends are over there, and I've got different people I talk to. But when you don't have that close circle of friends, and, you've been going to cons for a while, and you kind of feel lonely, it's like, well, why am I doing this in the first place again?
If I remember when I didn't have a friend group in the community, I went to a con once a year, if that. It wasn't until I actually made friends in the community that I started going more consistently.
Yeah, for sure.
So I totally understand that feeling, and it's hard, especially in this community, because if they have already been here for a while, they know that it's hard to trust people as well sometimes. Like, they know how toxic it can be. So it can be a bit scary. Like, when you're new, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to go around. It's like a playground. I'm just going to say hi to everyone.
See what happens. And
yeah.
But as you know, the more the deeper you go in, you kind of find out, okay, this is the kind of attitude people have when it's meeting new people, or sometimes it can be a bit cliquey with different groups, and it can be a bit difficult to fit in. But I think with when it comes to finding your place in the community, whether it be trying to build a career out of something, whether it be trying to figure out if cosplay is what you want to do, or whatever career pursuit you are currently doing, or whatever relationship you're currently in, I think it's a good thing to kind of ask yourself, go all the way back to the start and just ask, okay, what do I actually enjoy about this the most? And, I think starting from there you can really start to figure out, okay, well, if, like, for example, I like the social side of it, well, maybe for me, I was like, all right, let's take a step back from just trying to make costumes and be impressive and go viral, and just have more conversations with people so I can make more friends, right? And I think for yourself, I thought it was a really cool example that you gave. It's like, well, I'm getting burnt out from Instagram and posting and trying to go viral. Why am I doing this in the first place? And, you said, I really want to help people. And that can come in many different forms of, talk to people in person. In this case, posting tutorials online. It's like, well, let's put less focus on Instagram and try to put more on YouTube and kind of see how that goes.
Yeah.
So, I think it's pretty easy to get lost in the pursuit of something. And when we don't get it, you're like, why am I doing this again?
But 100%. And you think that it's so interesting because I have less followers than some people who haven't had as many opportunities as me or don't actually get any offers at all. And I've seen people think you need to be Instagram to get accepted for like creator roles or any role in general. But again, I've seen creators who have like 100 followers at most on Instagram, but their Twitch, for example, is big, or their YouTube is big.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it doesn't have to be Instagram or it doesn't have to be YouTube. It's just showing that you're passionate about what you're trying to offer to the convention or
for
business.
Sure. And it's funny because I think a lot of us, when it comes for cosplay in particular, right? I think a lot of us focus on, there's one thing that we want, and we want to be like a guest cosplayer, the famous one that flies around and does all these cool things and becomes the face of things. But if we just take a small step back, you probably know as well as I do, Danny, there's a lot of different aspects to, I guess, the industry, right? We might not be like the face of the person on stage, but like you and I we've done stuff where we get to be the MC on stage. We've got stuff where we get to, we've got to interview companies and we get to kind of talk about upcoming things within that scope. We might not be the figurehead who's getting to dress up as the hot character on stage and getting flown across the world, but we still get the, in the case, well, because if you guys don't know, we're doing a media pass for the first time at PAX, which is really cool. And in just getting the media pass, like, I'm happy to say it, like, we've been able to have chats with people, like indie game developers, even some of the guests coming in, they're saying, oh, do you guys want to kind of line something up so we can have a chat about our upcoming game, or we can have a chat with this kind of person. And, it's not...
They're opportunities you don't really get as a creator as well. These are specifically media opportunities, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I had no idea until we were like, let's apply as JustBeCos. I was like, oh, this is actually
do something
really
a bit
cool.
different.
Yeah.
And it really is the whole... Because I think it's something that I've learnt, and hopefully, everyone else is kind of listening in too, is most opportunities, I think, have come not from waiting for us to say, oh, JustBeCos, do you want to do this? We've kind of been going out and been like, hey, we want to do this. Can we do it? So we've been kind of reaching out and asking more than waiting for those opportunities to come our way instead.
100%. Yep. You have to reach out.
Yeah.
In regards to what, like the platform, I will say that I've received the most opportunities from, or have had the most people reach out to me from, is TikTok.
TikTok? Interesting.
Yeah. So I know because my username on TikTok is different to my Instagram.
Wait, what's your TikTok one?
My TikTok one is like, it says Daniela Makes Things, but it's like Crybaby Bougie.
Oh, right.
I was like, I didn't want anyone to find me at first because I was like, oh, I'm so cringe. So I made it different. And now I'm like, I want to change it to...
Oh, God, how do I change it? Can you change it on TikTok now, or you can't?
I think I saw it on Google you can, so I'm going to try, but I could they like say, hi Crybaby Bougie, we'd like to do this. I'm like, okay, this is TikTok, and they tell me they want me to post on TikTok for them and stuff. But also TikTok has like a creator marketplace as well, which is really cool, where you can apply to represent brands. You can like create content with a specific song, and if your content does the best, you get like money for it. So I find TikTok is better in regards to monetization. Instagram, I think, is still learning. I think they might have it overseas, just not for Australia. I know you can get paid on Instagram in America, apparently, but not every country around the world has it. I know America has it and a few more, but I can't remember which ones they are. If Byron was here, he'd tell me.
That's okay.
But
Like, regardless of just like the creative things in general, right? I think it's a pretty stark thing to keep in mind that when you think about like, okay, how can I do something with this brand of mine? How can I make money? How can I do this? And I think a lot of it is you do have to, because I think it's nice to be, because once upon a time, someone would have said, how do I make money from YouTube, right? And now it's pretty common knowledge that, yeah, if you get to a certain level of viewership and subscribers, you can get paid through ad revenue, right? And that's one way of getting some kind of income. But in the same way, you know, you can sell things. You can become an influencer where brands reach out to you. And you know, I think I think this is just a very small portion of things that we know that exists. But I think there's a whole lot of things that we don't know exists because quite simply, I don't think it's common knowledge, but I think the overarching theme here is if you start a conversation with a business, if you start a conversation or send a couple of emails to, you know, different creators, different groups, different brands, I'm sure they've got something there which they don't publicly advertise, but they kind of keep it on the down low for anyone who is brave enough to reach out and say hi.
Yeah,
right?
Agreed. My point in regards to, you know, understanding how you can monetize is it can be good incentive and motivation in regards to deciding where you want to prioritize your time and effort. Instead of thinking of the followers, think about the goals. For example, if I want to start getting paid by YouTube, I need to hit like 500 subscribers and then a certain amount of views. So it's like, oh, that's exciting. I have something to work towards. I'm going to keep like grinding to get there. And I think that helps a lot too. So if you, let's just say there's a brand that's like, oh, you need 10,000 followers on Instagram to get this opportunity. Then you can be like, okay, I'm going to work hard to get 10,000 followers on Instagram to get that opportunity.
I think it's one of those things too, though, because like, I think it helps. I think having any kind of audience in this day and age is helpful if you want those kind of opportunities, right?
Yeah.
But what if you're not hitting those targets? What if you're kind of, you know, you make a post and you're like, oh, this sucked. Oh man, no one's really watching it. How would you kind of, because if we're talking about kind of struggles and, you know, you're feeling burnt out, you're feeling like, oh, what am I doing here? And you start having those doubts for yourself. What do you kind of find helps put you on the right track? Because I mentioned before, you know, it always comes back to why are you doing this in the first place? It's like, oh, I want to get this brand deal, but I feel miserable because I don't have, I'm not getting this traction. And so you come back to the first place as well, like, do I want this brand deal specifically? I really want to work with Nike or something, right? Right? And it's like, oh, you need to have at least 1 million followers. It's like, all right, let's get to 1 million. But, you know, say you're floundering out at like 1,000 or 1,100 or something. It's like, oh,
I always just take a step back. And Byron's always told me to just not focus so much on the results or whether my follower number's going up or down, because obviously that just does more damage than good. Like, you just keep thinking, why? What am I doing wrong? People hate me. But if you're going to keep looking at it, you need to take a step back and then like find your motivation again. I find sometimes when, I don't know, I look at people that inspire me, or I see something that inspires me, or I look at something I've worked on, it helps like shift my mindset. But there's also nothing wrong with just like going for a walk and touching grass and realizing how like simple and small like the world is, and just be like, oh, we're just like, look at that blade of grass, and look at those cute ducks and the trees, and the oxygen tastes nice, and like
it does. I think those are always small things that's good to helps you focus, I suppose, on how much matters, I suppose. Like, we can get a bit philosophical on it too, because at the end of the day, whether or not you end up working for your dream brand or something, or you work for your dream convention, or you work with your dream cosplay idol or whatever it is, you know, at the end of the day, it's just that's one thing, right? There's one thing that you can do, but
and you're not alone too.
You're not alone in thinking it, because I think it's very important to have some kind of focus or goal, right? And that can be as far in the future as you possibly want. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think in order to get there, I think it's a good thing to, rather than say, oh, no one went from here to the top straight away in like a straight line, right? It's always like this up and down, up and down, up and down. You kind of eventually get there. But I think it's also important to kind of have obviously these little milestones in the middle, right? So no one goes from 0 to 1 million, but you'll go from 0 to 100, and then 100 to 200, then 200 to 500, and so on and so forth.
It's good to have like multiple term goals. So let's just say you have a 1 month goal or a 1 week goal, 3 month goal, a year goal, 10-year goal. I would write down goals for each time period, and then just start working towards them.
And what if you don't? What if you don't reach that goal in the time period?
Like what?
You said you should have different goals for different time periods. So what happens if you don't reach the goal in the time period that you set out?
You just try again. The goals, like, it's up to you whether you reach them or not. But just because you don't reach it doesn't mean you shouldn't have a goal. It means you need to try harder, basically, or figure out where you went wrong and learn from your progress, and then maybe adjust your goal and create a new goal.
Yeah.
I have so many goals that I saw a letter once from when I was in high school. I thought I was going to be married and have kids at like 21 and be like a famous author. I was like, girl, you were Delulu.
How old were you when you wrote that letter?
I was like 12.
Interesting. But I think that's quite interesting how goals kind of shift over time too, right? Because now that you're past the age of 21 and you're not married with kids, 12-year-old you might be disappointed, but current you was like, well, those aren't my goals anymore. Right?
Yeah.
You've got a whole bunch of different things that you want to do with yourself at this point in time. And I think a good example is kind of what we're doing with the podcast too, right? Because as anyone who's been listening since the very start, it was just me and Maya kind of having a yap about a bunch of different cosplay stuff, right? Just seeing what would happen, where it would go. And then over time, it's like, oh, well, that's not a thing anymore. Let's interview people. And then that didn't really kind of make us happy. So I said, I need someone else to talk to on a regular basis. So Danny's here now, which is awesome. And we could have a yap on a regular basis. But I think, the question we've had to ask ourselves pretty regularly is like, what are we doing with this thing, Danny? What are we doing with this little corner of the internet that we talk
having
about?
a why helps a lot. Like, what's the point? Why do we do it? Because it's not like it's for fun, but it's not just for fun.
Yeah.
Like, we definitely want to provide something to our audience. It's not just for us to yap. Otherwise, like, I don't know, I feel like we just privately keep it and not advertise it and work so
we
hard.
just chat and we wouldn't even record it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Danny, because we've had this discussion so many times off camera about like, what are we doing with this thing? What are our goals? Where do we want to go with it? And at the end of the day, it's something, just because I think is something that we do just because. It's just a fun project to do, right? But it's also whoever has listened in, and if you are still listening here, thank you very much, because we've been kind of going around in a circle for a while.
Yeah,
but,
we appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's kind of bringing our experiences as cosplayers, our struggles that we're kind of going through, trying to figure out, how do we make this a full-time thing? How do we not have to work a day job and all that kind of stuff? Maybe some of it is relatable to you guys listening in. Maybe you guys have got your own goals and dreams and we're just background noise for you. But our goal at the end of the day is to, if anything, the experience of a cosplayer that is pretty unique. I don't think anyone who doesn't cosplay would kind of know what we're talking about when we say, I stayed up till 3 a.m. finishing this costume just so I could get to the con the next day and with 2 hours sleep because I wanted to.
Yeah.
You talk to anyone else, it's like, why did you do that? And right?
What do you mean you wanted to? Yeah.
And so it's this very unique common experience that a lot of cosplayers do have, or a lot of this culture that we have within the community that we wanted to share with people. And we've talked a lot of times too of like, we'd like to hear other people's experiences, and we've had people come on the podcast, and we've had a lot of people kind of say, hey, we want to be on the podcast too, and we're flattered, if anything, that you guys also want to have a yap with us. But what we figured out is the best way that we can actually reach a lot of people in a smaller amount of time, rather than just have like these big episodes once a week, is we do lots and lots and lots of little things. Danny, did you want to tell them a little bit about what we're planning? We're pretty excited. So PAX is in 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks from when we release this. But tell us a little bit, Danny, about what we've been planning.
We're very keen to do some mini little interviews with people. It's hard because I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah.
I want you all to be like surprised. We want to
Yeah.
how do I explain it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess different questions than what you might normally get asked. Is it going to be stuff like, oh, what's your favorite anime or favorite video game?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, who's your waifu? It's going to be more deep, but
Deep.
not in a bad way. Like,
It's a good deep, right? It's a good,
I'm not going to traumatize you.
No,
Yeah.
it's not going to be anything like that. But because it's one of those things, I think as a content creator or anyone who wants to create content, you know, we want to create some kind of entertaining. You guys should follow. You guys should, relatability. I mean, there's lots of different ways. I mean, that's what makes content so engaging. I think is because it can be about anything. So, but I think the whole Just Because project, it's more than just us, like Danny and Jeremy. It's kind of wanting to highlight cosplay as a community in general. And we kind of want to learn a bit more about, not just from our perspective, but also from your perspective, if that's not giving away anything. But
yeah, we're curious about you all, and we hope the questions we ask will, I don't know, I think we're hoping, we want to make it more about you guys and hopefully, bring people together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm like concentrating hard on the words so that I don't
I can see you thinking about it.
I'm like, don't reveal it.
Don't reveal it just yet. But so we'd love. Yeah. So we're heading to PAX in a few weeks' time. We're going to be doing these interviews over the entire weekend with everybody, pretty much. So we're going to give a bit more information about where it is and when it is in the next couple of episodes. But just for now, we are working on something in which we'd love to, if you're listening, we'd love to have you involved. So please come and find us at PAX, because I think everyone's got a pretty unique story to tell about their experiences in cosplay and how it's brought them to where they are today, and why you're still here. I mean, I know for a fact, you've probably met people too, Danny, who are no longer cosplaying for whatever reason. But everyone's got their own story or opinion, so but
agreed.
I think we're all still here because there's a big part of the aspects of cosplay that we do like, and hopefully it
even
continues.
if you don't do it anymore, I feel like people still appreciate in their own way, whether they like a friend's post or they might occasionally visit a con just for the nostalgia.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is a very different experience as you get older, because I remember when I first went to a con, it was all about like, I've never seen so much anime in my life. Oh my god.
I've remember seeing the N cosplayer as well from Pokemon.
How old were you when that happened?
I was pretty young. I can't remember.
Interesting.
I can't remember whenever the game came out. Like
Black and White would have been 2011. No, 2009 or 2008.
Jesus.
Oh goodness, it's a while ago now.
Either way, I was a little baby. I can't believe some people were born then and they're like, nah, I'm not going to even. I feel so old.
Danny, look, we are no longer teenagers, so it's a long way, long time in the past.
I'm still shocked that my sister's going to be 19 this year. I'm like, what the heck?
Wow, she was just
had
a
whole
baby.
year. Yeah, whole year of being 18 already gone.
No, it's gone.
Absolute.
No longer.
Crazy. Yeah,
It's
all my
fun.
baby cousins are older too now.
Danny, random question for you.
Yeah.
Have cons or has cosplay itself gotten better or worse as you've gotten older?
I guess it depends on which area you're talking about.
Which era?
Because area, like as
Area,
in
okay.
in what kind of way? Because when I first got into cosplay, I wasn't going to every con, and I wasn't involved with the community either. I only just got involved with the community around like 2023, 2022.
Right.
So I was occasionally posting on Instagram, but I didn't really meet many people. I knew like 3 people that I would say hi to once a year because I liked their work.
Well, would you say, as you've gotten older, have you enjoyed cons and cosplay more or less? Like, did it used to be,
definitely
better
more.
back in the day, or is it better now?
No, it's hard because you're a kid then and you're an adult now, and I still had a lot of fun as a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, I guess you have more freedom, but the things that were novelty aren't novelty anymore. Like they're not surprising. Like it's the same thing, but the excitement of like traveling, for example, and even exploring like new parts of the city, and meeting new people. And cons, occasionally they do bring something new. Like there might be a guest you really like, or there might be an event on at the con, or some sort of store or artist you love might be there. Like those little things are like my little like dopamine hits when it comes to conventions. And just
it is interesting because I don't think I've even asked myself that question before too. It's like, because some people's like, oh, the cons were good back in back in this time, but then you ask yourself why, right? And what are some things that or was that like a one-off con in which, I don't know, you met your favorite cosplay superstar and you also ran into your crush and you spent the whole day together and that made that con magical, right? So
the world didn't feel as, I don't know if it's, again, just because I'm more aware of it as an adult, but when I was a kid, the world didn't seem so bad, if that makes sense. Like in the community, it didn't seem like there was drama or problems or things to be concerned about. And again, I don't know if that's just because the age of the internet has changed over the years and people can just talk about it and share it a lot easier than the past, so it's hard to really tell.
That's a good observation. That's a really good observation. I have a theory that it's a bit of a biased thought because I have a very similar thought because I learned from a friend somewhere and they read in a book. They said, Jeremy, most of your life, you're not going to remember most of it. Like you can remember what you ate yesterday. You probably can't remember what you ate last week. And I can guarantee you definitely don't remember what you had last month. Right, for food. Yeah. But if you say, no, I can remember, it's either because that was really good or really bad. So all of your memories, you're only going to remember the peaks and the troughs. You're not going to remember everything else in the middle that was average, right? So I think for the most part, growing up, you probably remember, oh yeah, cons were really good because you remember all the highs, you remember the excitement, you remember like this highlight. And for the most part, we probably choose to try and forget that person who bullied you about XYZ or that time that you were on the internet for XYZ reasons, right?
Yeah.
Because if I think about it, and feel free to agree or disagree with me, I really want to hear your opinion. As a kid, like we go and we probably don't have as much money. We probably have to be home by a certain time, or maybe our parents were walking around with us and there's nothing wrong with that. But I also remember the first time I went by myself and had no parental things. I could stay out a bit later. So there are all those things, but as I've gotten older, it's exciting, right? Same thing, go interstate for the first time, my first Sydney supernova, and it was a whole new crowd, whole new things to look at, new city. But now that you've been to Sydney, you've been to Brisbane, you've been to Melbourne, we've been to Adelaide, you've been to Canberra, you've kind of done all these things before. It's like, oh well, I kind of know about it. But now that as you get older as an adult, you've got more money, you're probably in physically better shape because you've been working on your health and your fitness. Now that you can, what social constructs exist within cosplaying the community, so you know more people, you're more connected. And as much as some things might not feel as fresh, each year you go to a con, you kind of find something new that is, that's different. That's something for fun and different. So I would arguably say that as you get older, cons get better because you kind of know yourself, you've kind of just lived a little bit more, so you've got more experience in these things and you're not tackling it for the first
and you
time.
meet more people too, so there's more people to talk to. It's like any next part of the convention you go to, there's someone to talk to regardless. So it's definitely, like, I think about the first time I went back, to a con on my own, the Gold Nova, like in 2022. And I was just walking around and meeting people, and then compared to now, if I walk around, I'm like talking to random people constantly, like, oh hi, I know you.
What do you think?
Like know everyone.
What do you think is different? Is it just because you know people, or is it just because you feel like you are better at talking to people as you've gotten older, or what? Because what stopped you from talking to people back in 2012 at a con, right?
Sorry, back in when?
Back in like 2012 or 2013, like back 10, 15 years ago. What stopped you?
When I was like a child.
Yeah.
My parents.
I think too,
don't talk to strangers, Jeremy.
Exactly. You probably hold the whole thing. It's like, don't talk to strangers. Stranger danger, all that kind of thing, right?
I've always, like, my parents have always told me since I was a kid, I've always been the one to just like run up to people and say hi, or randomly go dance in front of people, and just, I've always been very extroverted and just, I've never been afraid to talk to people.
Yeah.
So like as a kid, I still would see a cosplayer and be like, oh my God, they're so cool. Like, I want to get a photo. Oh my God. And then I'm only little, but I'd be like, you look so cool. Oh my gosh. They'd be like, oh, thank you. And then that was it. But there was no exchanging of social media because it wasn't a thing back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like home numbers and shit. Like
it was home numbers, or swapping like your MSN details. If you had MSN, you know, those little chat rooms. But
so it was different to now. And I remember when I went to my, con more recently, I didn't even think about exchanging Instagram. I just I just like spoke to people, didn't think about finding them until later. I was like, I got a photo with someone, I have no idea who they are. I like post to my story, I'll be like, I don't know who to tag. I didn't even get their name because I'm just yapping.
I mean,
so
to that note too,
from
like
those experiences.
It's so much easier to keep in touch with people now than it was, 10, 15 years ago, because at that point in time, it's like, oh, here's a photo I took of a cool cosplayer. No idea who they are. Probably won't ever see them again. But now it's like you can actually start conversations and make connections with people. So it's definitely a very different ball game from way back when to what it is now, and like it's just getting better. I think with there's more opportunities, there's more companies to work with, there's more people who are involved. Like anime's becoming so mainstream now. I can go to JJ's and pick up an anime shirt where.
I know, right?
And once upon a time, you wear that thing, you just get beaten up in the schoolyard. It's like, look at this nerd, right?
Yeah, anime wasn't cool back in my day.
Guys, we suffered. We suffered. So you guys can wear anime shirts and be a normal thing now. So
yeah, exactly.
So in terms of,
I feel like it's easier.
So I think we can't argue. Yeah, the world is, there's more cancel culture, or there's more, the world feels bleak, but there's always something going on in the world at one given time. And as issues as it is to say sometimes, like, well, some of the problems that we have now, they're going to be a lot less heavy on us in a month's time or 6 months' time, right? So
100%.
I don't know, the biggest problem that I had in 2008 or 9 or something was like, I don't have a girlfriend, oh, this sucks, me, right? It's a different thing, and now it's just like, oh man, I hope my back can survive another day of a con.
First world problems.
Yeah, they're first world problems. As much as I want to complain about, they're like, I have 2 eyes, my hands work, for the most part my knee still works, I can walk around. But
I try to remember how grateful I am as well. Like whenever I feel down, or I'm randomly going down this doom loop of brain fartiness, I think about things that I'm grateful for. Like I'm grateful to have a house and to have food and to be in good health, to have my family. Some people don't even have family.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like little things, like, and again, like the opportunities we've had too, because it's so easy to want more. Like you reach a goal and you always want more.
You always want more.
Like you can't help it.
It's
As a
so
human,
difficult.
we always want more. We're greedy little creatures,
We are.
but that's how we've gotten to where we are as
for
humans.
sure. And it's so interesting because in the current state I am now, where I'm going through stuff, as you know, but it always comes back to, well, again, this is a first world problem. Like, yeah, I'm happy I have the opportunity to have a chat with Danny. Where once upon a time I'd have to pick up a phone and call her, and if I did that, I would have had to hang up the internet because the dial-up internet could only be one phone call or one internet, right? So
it always make that weird like noise from the computer.
Yeah, you know exactly what we're talking about. So it's interesting because I think it's very easy to lose sight of how far we've come with a lot of things, or excuse me. Like you said, we should be grateful about the things that we do have, because we always just keep wanting more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
And
we're scared of falling behind. We're scared of being left behind and just being forgotten and not being good enough. And people saying, oh, I think everyone kind of hates it when families like, so what are you doing with your life? Like, have you bought a house yet? Have you like traveled the whole world yet? And it's like, well, have you?
Have you?
A lot of the time,
not
people struggle
that it
with
even
their
matters,
parents
Danny.
wanting them to live the life they didn't.
Well, that's just it. I think. Well, that's what your parents want. It's not what you want, and I think that's a very important distinction.
Exactly.
To have. I've had a big struggle with. I don't think I've had this conversation with you yet, so this is probably brand new for you, Danny. So I've had to have a big chat to myself about self-worth, right? What makes me a valuable person? Is it the fact that I can, cosplay, or the fact that I can go out and talk to people, or whatever it is? And I put a lot of my self-worth, of my value as a person, on being able to talk to people, right? Because after my last big two breakups ago now, I put a lot of my talent points into learning to talk to people, to the point that's like, yeah, I love doing this. Oh, wow, I couldn't do this before. Now I can do it. But to the point now, it's like, if I don't go out and do that and prove to myself that I can do it, I feel like I'm not worthy as a person. So the question for myself that I'm trying to figure out now is like, well, okay, if I take that away from me, take away the social aspect of being able to talk to people, what makes me worthy as a person? And I think... Thank you, Danny. I think you helped me kind of realize a little bit. It's like, well, your parents want you to go out and get a home and kids and stuff. It's like, well, that's what they want. Well, what do you want? Right?
Yeah,
and so for myself right now, it's like, what do I want? And it's like, well, maybe I don't need to go out and talk to people every day, or don't need to go to a con and make 20 new friends every con, right? And it's fine to just, live the way that you are right now. And as long as you're happy and you're healthy and you're not hurting anyone, then power to you, right? So, God, getting philosophical for a second here.
No, it's a very important question to ask, because I think it can also trigger you to make an effort to do something that you value within yourself. Because again, like, self-love is super important. And even with this whole creator space, the biggest thing is mindset. And this is something I'm going to talk about on the panel at PAX I'm doing when it's like being a cosplayer in business. The thing I want to talk about the most is, again, mindset, because people think it's easy, but it's not. Like, your brain is your biggest enemy and your biggest hurdle. It's
and your biggest
be
ally
such
at the same time.
To you. Yes, if you can stop it from thinking dumb, it can be fantastic. But I found, like, reading motivational stuff to really help your mindset, or watching content on how people grew. And like, I always refer to Ludwig. He did a video on, if you want to be a big Twitch streamer, this is what you need to do. A lot of the time he talks about goals and mindset. And I'm like, that is so important with any career. You need to really want it and work hard at it, but also not be an ass to yourself.
It's crazy.
So easy.
In which it doesn't matter which person says it, or which book you read, or which mentor you have. The first step at the end of the day is always your mindset, right? It's if you believe that you can, you will. If you believe that you can't, you won't. Right? So
exactly.
I think being a bit delulu is good, for that matter. Right?
Yes, he actually says that. He says, be delusional. I'm like, I am.
Because if you believe in yourself to some stupid level, like, even if you don't get to that stupid level, you're still going to be way far ahead than the person who says, no, I can't do it. That's not realistic. That's a word I'm starting to hate, Danny. Realistic. Or I'm a realist. No, to me, a realist is a pessimist. Right?
Oh
never ever have I met someone who's been like, "No, I'm not a pessimist, bro. I'm just a realist." To me,
I think when people are realistic, it's their way of protecting themselves. From
I'm not delusional like you. Like, it's so hard to be a Twitch streamer. Like, it's bloody hard. It's so hard to make a full-time career in cosplay. Yeah, it's bloody difficult. But
people are afraid to fail. But I always say this. I'm like, you haven't failed if you're still trying. When you give up, that's when you fail. I always say that. Like, whenever people say I'm failing, I'm like,
put that in a frame, Danny. Put that in a frame. It should be.
You're still trying.
As long as you're still trying, you haven't failed.
It's like, imagine running a race and saying you're a failure. And it's like, you haven't even finished it yet. If you stopped and just didn't finish it, then I guess you failed it. But you're still running. If you get to the finish line, you finished.
You finished. And where was it?
Succeeded.
Who was it? There was a guy who was playing basketball. and their team didn't win the NBA championships or whatever it was, right? And then some reporter asked a question, and it was like, so you guys didn't win. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel like you failed? I said, bro, I'm not even going to answer this question for you because you asked the same question last year and it's stupid, right? Right? And he goes like, look,
I love that.
He was like Michael Jordan, you know? They were like, I don't know, he was playing with the Bulls or he was playing with his team for, I don't know, 12 years or something. And of those 12, he won 5 championships, right? Regarded as one of the best of all time. Does that mean those other 7 times he was playing, all failures? No, they're not failures. This year, just for us, just because we didn't win doesn't mean it was a failure. It just means we do our best, we see what our limits are, see how far they can take us, and then we learn from it. So next year, we can come back even better and do even more. And so in the same way, if we're trying something like with the podcast, you're trying a new piece of content for your socials, you're trying a new YouTube video, you're trying a new sport, you're trying a new whatever it is, it might flop. You might suck, right?
But you did it.
And if you might even come back and say at the end of the day, it's like, hey, look, I really didn't enjoy that. I'm not going to do it again. That's fine. It's not a failure. You succeeded in learning, hey, I don't like this, right?
Yeah.
Or you tried something, it's like, hey, this sucked. I'm not going to do that again. You learnt something from it, right? Danny, this is weird. I'm being my own motivational coach right now because I've been so in my head this week, and right now it's just like, man,
you're like, wow, I feel good.
I feel good. I should take my own advice sometimes and just try shit, right? So I think it can be really tough when you try a lot of things a lot of times and nothing delivers, right? Because you probably know as well as I do, you know, you've probably posted, I don't know, 2 weeks in a row or something, or you've probably tried streaming, you know, every week for 3 months, and it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I think it can be tough, but you probably feel this, and please tell me if I'm wrong, but I get the feeling that if you post something and it works well, you're like, oh, nice, it worked well. But if it doesn't work well, you're like, what didn't work about this? I want to figure out what didn't work, so the next thing I post, maybe that'll work. And the whole process of trying to figure out, does this work? Is this good? Is this crap? Is this bad? And just trying to figure that out is the fun part for you. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes. At the moment, I'm just getting into the habit of actually posting. But when I was on a roll and being consistent, it was interesting to assess the stats and the where people stop watching, and then adjusting that time, and then the watch time's longer now because you made it shorter at that particular point, and just like little things like that, you're like, oh, that's cool, wow. And also just trying new things, I think, is important. Like lately, I've just been posting random ideas that come to mind, whether they do well or not, it doesn't matter. It's just the consistent posting. And Byron's doing the same thing. Like, he has a lot more followers than me. I can't remember. It's like 90K. And sometimes a video won't do as well as people think, but it's still posting and trying something new. And he just doesn't focus on the results. He just focuses on going and being consistent.
I think that's it. It's enjoying not the results or getting to exactly where you want to be, but just enjoying the process of getting there. I think should be the fun part, because I think for all of us, you know, say you want to be a famous cosplayer, you travel the world, I don't know, you get to work with brands, you get to meet cool people, you get to go to different places. I think everyone would love that, right?
Yeah.
But in order to get to that stage, you do have to make a bunch of costumes. A bunch of them are going to suck. A bunch of people are going to give you some flack for it. You have to make some crappy TikTok dances once in a while. I mean, you have to, you know, go through those smaller brand deals. You have to figure out which brands are trustworthy and some are going to stab you in the back. You're going to have to go through friendships which will last. Some friends are going to, you know, throw you under the bus. And the whole process of getting to that stage of people know me, people trust me, I can deliver for this brand, it's a process. No one gets there overnight.
Nah.
But I think if you don't enjoy that bit in the middle, where you do have to do a lot of trying, you do have to do a lot of failing, you do have to do a lot of, you know, self work, that's probably not the career for you.
I think a lot of people forget the whole point of cosplay is to be creative and have fun, and they get so caught up in
the numbers.
the numbers, and they just get really particular about how things are run or work or how they should be, and everyone has an opinion of what they want to happen or what should happen, and it's like, let's just hold hands and sing Kumbaya and learn and teach each other and encourage each other. We're so hard on each other all the time. We beat ourselves up enough as it is. We need to like lift each other up more. Otherwise we're all going to be miserable.
Oh, we are. And it's really interesting because if you think about that with any given job or career, or it could be football, it could be a sport, like it could be tennis, it could be I don't know, man, like stacking shelves at a grocery store, whatever it is. And if you're trying to climb the ladder and whatever it is that you're doing, you do have to do your best to be collaborative with people around you, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like, oh, that person did really well this week. I need to like show them who's boss and tear them. Like it's not like that. It's, well, crap, they did well this week. What are they doing? What can I learn from that kind of thing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
I remember, like I've learned a lot about how to negotiate and ask for payments and just things and skills I never used to have from a lot of men, to be honest, because I don't know why it's a common trait, but a lot of guys seem to be better at just being straightforward and being like, I want this, can you do it or not? Whereas I am a lot more timid, and I didn't have any female role models that did that. So I've learned a lot from that aspect of things. But then from the female side of things, I've learned to be so much more organized and more on top of tasks and how to plan my day better and figure out my goals. So I've learned a lot from both sides of things in multiple careers. And it's been really cool to take key aspects from different people.
And for sure, like, you know, gender roles and stuff aside, you know, I think it could be something in which, you know, it just so happens that the guys that you've learnt from happens to have learnt those things in their own lives already, right?
Oh, and yeah. I'm not saying that men aren't organised,
no, of course,
or women aren't assertive.
But at the same time, you know, going down the track, I don't doubt that there's going to be a point in time in which there's going to be some other young cosplayers who are girls who say, oh, I need to kind of learn how to negotiate a contract or ask for things without feeling like I'm overstepping or being too timid. And no doubt they're going to want someone to mentor them. They'll be like, oh, who can I look up to? Oh, Danny's great. You know, I've looked up to her for ages.
I hope I can.
No, for sure. Yeah. And I think that's the whole circle of life, as Elton John says in The Lion King. It's just, we're going to learn something from people who have done it before us in whatever discipline it was. And then we apply that to our own career path or our own life path. And, you know, Danny, I don't doubt, like, for sure, you've had a younger cosplayer come up to you in some way, shape, or form, whether it be cosplay-related thing, something because you're a woman, something because, you know, you've worked on the internet before. Just, you've done something and you're slightly further ahead the path, and they just kind of say, oh, can I get some advice from you? Right?
Yeah, I think it is really nice.
That's going to be all of us. Every single person. Like, whether or not you want kids or have kids or work with, you know, someone younger, you're going to have someone who's like, you're experienced. I'd love to learn from you, you know?
Yeah.
Don't be a dick about it when that time comes, guys.
Please, yes. Don't be like, oh my God, they're trying to use me.
They're trying to use me. Or they're trying to get in front of me. They're trying to be, like, we're all going to get old and die one day anyway, guys. Like, just pass on good values so people will learn good values, because otherwise they're going to go to someone else and they might learn bad values. So
and that person might end up like name dropping you in a positive way too if you gave them good advice, which can benefit you in the long run too.
True. Like it's not about like I'm only going to be good because they're going to give me a good reputation. Like it shouldn't be for that purpose. Right?
It's just good to remember that you want people to say nice things about you, not shit things about you. You don't want to be an asshole because people will tell others that you're an asshole. They'll be like, yeah, no, don't talk to them. They were mean to me.
That's karma in a nutshell, baby. Like it's what goes around comes around. If you're nasty to someone, people are going to be nasty to you. If you're kind to people, people are going to be kind to you. And that's the circle of life. Time to watch.
Have you ever witnessed karma? and been like happen. Like, I know we're pretty similar in this sense. If people do shit things to us, we don't go, we're not like, I need to be the first to tell everyone they're a poo. We kind of just like do our own thing. And if people ask us, we'll like tell them our side, but we don't go any further. Have you been in that situation and then seen the person who's bitching about you have bad karma happen to them?
It's funny. It's funny.
It's so satisfying.
I haven't seen it directly. However, maybe because, you know, it's people who have thrown me under a bus or people who have done things that I don't agree with, I don't really associate with anymore. So maybe because I've put that distance between us, you know, I haven't really heard anything. But to the best of my knowledge, you know, whenever I have ran into one or two of these people in my life who have done me dirty, they're no further along the path in life than they were when they first met me. So call that karma, call that like, I don't really know what's happened to them, but I don't ever wish someone to, you know, forever have bad juju happen to them, but it's like, look, man.
Oh, hell nah.
I hope
but it feels good.
It does. That's the vindictive
it's a little
part
bit
of
satisfying. Yeah, it's like I feel like the justice has been served. I can sleep at night.
The invisible
but I don't
Batman
think
comes
about
in.
it every day.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't manifest bad karma for people every day. I honestly forget about it until it comes up, and I'm like, oh, I forgot that.
It's one of those things. If you keep thinking about them, it's like, oh, I hope this person burns. I don't like them.
Which?
It's like, oh, you're gonna burn. Like,
there are people like that.
Oh, it is, and it's
they're relentless.
They're really bitter. They're really bitter people, and they're just not enjoyable.
Really
to be
hate
around.
themselves.
Oh, they hate themselves. They hate the other person. They want everyone else around them to also hate them as well. It sucks. It's like, just be like Elsa and let it go. Just karma's coming for him. Karma's coming for him.
Yeah. That's my point of saying that again, is I try to encourage people not to get involved or make a situation worse or bitch about that person in response, because it just makes it worse. Yeah. Like, if you just be yourself and you have nothing, like you haven't done anything wrong, then just keep living life and karma will happen. Like, people will see you're not bitching and they are, and associate them with a bad thing. In my opinion, anyway.
Like, karma will get them eventually. It's like, for example, cosplay community, right? Say something was to happen, whether it be, let's say, Jenny threw Billy under the bus. And Billy could be like, yeah, fuck you, Jenny. How dare you? Writes a big, long Instagram post. Jenny did this. Yeah. And then, I don't know, Jenny might be like, whoa, bro, like, shit, man. Like, I'm sorry. This, you know, if I hurt you, I didn't realize to under the bus. Just, you know, my bad. Like, I'm sorry about that. Can we reconcile? And be like, no, I want you to burn. No one's going to want to talk to Billy. No one's going to want to talk to Billy. And so
it makes you look bad too.
Oh, it sucks. And, you know, maybe Billy was wronged. Maybe something did happen. But it's like, man, just...
You end up looking like the bad person.
You do end up looking like the bad person at the end of the day, regardless of what happens. So I think there's good ways and bad ways to go about it. But karma's going to get him. Karma's going to get him.
Yeah.
As they say, karma's a bad bitch, and karma's gonna watch him burn. But you're not karma, okay? Just
live your happy life. It will come to those who require justice to be served.
I mean, okay. Have you ever been the one who was a Jenny or a Billy in this case, in which you did the bad thing, or someone did a bad thing to you? What was your kind of reaction?
Back in my high school days, I remember. Yeah, I like my first partner, actually. I realized afterwards that he actually lied about a lot of things he told me. But he would tell me whenever I was like, whenever he'd see I had I don't know, it was random friends, he would say that they like were hitting on him, for example. And so I would get really upset in my very young, youthful state and, you know, have a go at my friend and be like, I can't believe you did this.
What are you hitting on my man for?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, this is like crazy. And then, you know, they would deny it because they didn't actually do it. But I believed my boyfriend over them.
That's gaslighting. Oh, God.
Yeah. And so then I'd go, I remember I would tell people about it. I'd be like, this person, yeah, she's trying to take my man. By the way, I was so young. It's so funny to think of this being really dramatic when you're like so young, like 13, 14.
When you're there in the moment, of course your world's coming down around you. Like, of course it's a big deal. And you look
so
at it,
dramatic.
You look at it now, many years later, it's like, man, what the heck? This is like an episode of Bold and the Beautiful I didn't even choose to be in, right?
Yep. It happened twice. The second time, another friend, she was like, oh, no, I never, like, that didn't happen because you said it happened at the event, at the day, and we were all in a group.
Right.
And she's like, I was with her the whole time. She didn't do that once. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I didn't believe him, but I was cautious. I was like,
So
that's
at the end
really
of the day,
odd.
obviously he's lying about things. How did you handle that situation? Where does karma come in? Or did you overreact with something and, you got like, it's like, Danny's the evil one now. Like, what happened?
I feel like because it's not like I went online and started like blaring it on socials because there weren't socials, but no one obviously believed me a lot of the time and I'd get angry. And then I imagine, like, I could tell that I looked like the bad guy because I was the bad guy, but I got the vibe. I was like, why isn't anyone believing me? Like, I could tell they were taking her side this is back in MSN days.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, oh, this is so odd. And then, there was just not as much contact. But I do recall, I don't feel like the backlash was that bad because eventually when I ended things with him, I came back to her and apologized and said, I realized he was lying to me about so many things and I'm so sorry I believed him when he said that, you did this. And she was like so fine with it.
Apologizing is a really big step, yeah.
Yeah, so
how would you have handled that differently with modern 2025, Danny? If that was to happen, if Jenny was hitting on Byron and Byron's like, hey, your friend Jenny kind of was making some moves, what would you do? How would you do it differently, Danny?
Well, I would be more mad nowadays. I'd be like...
Even more
did
mad?
You tell her to stop? No. If he didn't say anything... I like my mindset now is like, well, did you tell her that it wasn't okay? And if the answer is no, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, why did you just go along with it and not say anything or not even, do anything about it? I think that is worse, in my opinion.
You are right.
I know.
In that, the ball is in Byron's court at that point in time. It's like, well, she would have maybe, perhaps, respectfully been shooting her shot and maybe she didn't know that you guys were dating. And so, I don't think they did anything wrong, but it's up to...
I'm like, why are you telling me for? Like, go tell her.
I think it's like, look, babe, this is what happened. I just wanted to let you know respectfully, just in case, next time you guys hang out, just there's something.
Yeah.
Just, I made it clear.
I would approach them too. Like, if he said, she was just being weird, I said it's not okay and I have you and blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to tell you that this is what happened. I'd be like, okay. And if they were a friend, I'd go and talk with them and be like, look, I don't appreciate how you were speaking to my partner. Don't do it again.
That is the same as what you did when you were 13, though.
Yeah. I'd still say that.
Interesting. Okay.
But if she's, says she didn't do it, I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to treat her differently though. I've just put the statement out there.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not going to go tell everyone that she hit on my partner. I'm not going to try and make everyone hate them. But I will still always talk to someone when I have a problem with what they did.
Okay.
I'm not going to just let it slide.
Okay.
Yeah. The key point here is I try to turn everyone against her in the past.
Yeah, okay.
But in the present, I would never do that. I would still approach someone if,
That's a lot healthier.
That's a lot healthier. Yeah, they're saying something or doing something bad. And I'm not going to straight up be like, you bitch.
You hear that, Jenny? You better watch out. You better think twice before going this way because karma's...
I don't attack people when I go into a conversation, especially in one like that. I'll just be like, hey, maybe you didn't know. Maybe you didn't mean it this way, but like, don't do it again. Or I'll kill you.
I mean, it could have been one of those things where she quite literally didn't know that you guys were a thing.
Exactly.
But, it could just be an honest mistake. But, I think that's a much healthier way of handling it. So, good to see. 2025 Danny's got some new strats up her sleeve to defend her man. So...
It wouldn't even be a problem because he would have said, bye, don't flirt with me. And she would have been like, yeah, he told me, I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah. If that was how it actually happened.
I mean, I feel I'd like to say most adult conversations these days go that way, but not all the time. So who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I didn't realize we were laughing for that long because this was really, really good fun.
Oh shit! Yeah, we're talking about karma that I got into like
karma, but this episode was all about kind of handling the lows, the burnout, you don't know what you're doing with your life. You know, you don't have goals. You don't really know where you're going. There's a way forward, guys. There's a way forward. And if you need a little bit of a listening ear, I'm sure either you got close friends or just send us a message. Tell us about your stories. We'd kind of love to hear what's happening. We do have more things come up. Again, we're going to talk a little bit more about what we're doing at PAX the next couple of weeks. We're going to reveal a bit more because we'd love for you guys to get involved. Yep. So, but otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you liked our vibe, don't forget, we've got a Patreon. It's called the JustBeCos Cosplay Patreon. For the cost of a cup of coffee, you can support us each month. That's building up very soon.
Thank you to our supporters too, by the way. Like our current supporters.
No, we're going to do a shout out right now because we said we'd do this last time. And we haven't done it yet.
I didn't want to interrupt. I was like, when do I interrupt him and tell him? Yeah, we really appreciate everyone that's been supported and, subscribed to the Patreon.
Danny, I've got a list. I'm going to do the shout out right now, if that's all right.
Oh, good.
Okay,
go. Yes.
So we've got some supporters here. Again, special thanks because you guys have been supporting us for a long time now. We'd like to thank Black Steel Cosplay, Mithril Teacup, Toxic Trone, Barry, and James. So appreciate all of you guys.
You just doxed someone.
That's what the name's in there, man. That's what the name's in there. I'm putting it down. So.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Daddy, you dox them now. Gosh.
Because everyone's got a username, and then there's Larry. No, the meme Larry.
There it is. If you want,
it just was so random. But sorry.
That's the display name that they put out. So I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to.
I don't judge.
I know it's fine. None of us do. But thank you very much for everyone who has tuned in, and if you're supporting us, we appreciate it a lot.
Thanks, guys.
But we will catch you again next week. All right. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.